How do you visualise 65,000 years of Aboriginal lineage? I did this with 60,000 names on the wall in a tree. The family tree goes back in time to show we all have a common ancestor. We're all part of a global family, which we should treat each other with respect and kindness. My name's Archie Moore. I'm a Biggambul Kamilaroi artist from Queensland, standing inside my work Kith and Kin here at Quagoma. Kith and Kin is a work about my extended family. It goes back 65,000 years, which is the accepted term of inhabitation on the continent of Australia of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. It also features over 500 death in custody coroner reports and some material of my own family from the archives. At the bottom of the tree, it starts off being very linear, horizontal and vertical lines, a standard Western way of looking at families and time as well. The tree changes in shape as you go up, becomes more organic at the top, indicating an Indigenous idea of time. The past, the present, the future exist in the same plane in Indigenous cosmology. As the tree moves up to the top of the walls, where the representation of the tree becomes more organic and celestial, as if you're looking into the night sky, where Kamilaroi people who are known astronomers say their ancestors go to after death. The work is intended to be as a shrine or a memorial, so a place for quiet reflection, contemplation about important issues. At the lower end of the tree, there's family members with European names. This changes as it goes up the tree to just a singular name. It'd be a name like a pet name or a diminutive version of a full name. And this is an indication that they were Aboriginal people in the records because they were named Tommy instead of Thomas, etc. Above that, there's no name, just a description of an Aboriginal person, Aboriginal male, Aboriginal female, etc. As we go a bit further back in time, it becomes a singular name again, but this time an Indigenous name. The lineage of the tree is disrupted by 3 holes. These holes represent a major event that has impacted the lineage. This could be smallpox, a massacre, or whether a record has been missing, destroyed by environmental factors, or just hasn't been recorded in the first place. I've used chalk on blackboard paint as a way to reference my schooling. What was missing from those lessons was any Indigenous history, my people's history, families, or anything. So chalk is a very fragile medium. It could easily be erased, but if you were to try to erase it, there's a trace left behind. What it was before remains. The family tree is reflected in the pool with the people in the coroner's reports to show that these people are not just a statistic or a number on a report, anonymous person, they're a human being, human lives, families. So the Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody was handed down 3 decades ago. It's an ongoing issue. Wanted to represent the scale of that issue. That's why there's over 500 reports on the table to illustrate that. The title of Kith and Kin is a very common phrase which means friends and family. I was looking at the Old English definition of kith, which means countrymen or of one's land, and I was struck by this as I thought it was a more Indigenous understanding of relationship to place and land. It's great that Kith and Kin is coming home to Queensland, where majority of my family are from. It's an opportunity for other family members to connect, to maybe find someone they know, a surname they know in the tree, and for me to meet some other members of my distant family.